was good. Meeting the other nations in the Emerging Nations World Cup was one of my highlights, to be honest. Being at that first meeting where Tasbiteri did the event meeting, where you had Japan, you had Malta, you had Vanuatu, you had Solomon Islands, Poland, Hungary, all those nations there, and going, geez, we're in these people, we're rubbing shoulders with these guys.
For me, my highlight is the Vanuatu game. And I mean, the game is very tight, very, very tight. And our prop drops, that's a drop kick to win the game.
That's right.
I mean, from where did this come from?
Nobody
I've been coaching for 15 years. I am told my props over and over again, do not kick the ball.
No, that's right. That's right. Yeah, we were expecting someone else, like maybe Ali Berke, because he was doing, I think it was the top point scorer in the team and also in competition too. He's like, tons of tries, he had goal kicks, and he was good at kicking. So you're expecting him to do a drop kick. I think that was extra time. We were in extra time. It was 26-26 and against Vanuatu. And then suddenly a left foot from, hang on, where are you going? So suddenly a drop kick.
I need to close because it's late.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Bed now, no?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And so Ali Başkonyalı, he kicks
Adem Başkonyalı
with his left foot, and that was brilliant. And then, as soon as I saw the referee do this,
he took the ball, stepped back in, left foot, boom. Win the game by 1 point. I was like,
thank you very much.
and at the end of this game, basically, we had the ceremony and we had 3 players on the team of the tournament.
Absolutely.
So amazing experience.
It was really great.
The organization was very good. Big thanks to Tasbiteri.
Definitely. And also, what was also good was International Rugby League was supporting it too, and Nigel Wood was there too, and he was supporting it. There was a lot of interest. There was all these ex-players from Canterbury. Chris Anderson was there. I met him there, and there was Paul Langmack. He was there as well, and I think there was also a couple of more well-known rugby league players, and that was really well supported, which was really good. The Greeks did really well that also. I think the competition was won by Malta, but in the meantime, what was happening, Julien, was because these games were all live streamed on Bar TV, and so at Bar TV, all these guys, our kids in Turkey, they were up bloody at 6 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning watching the game. And so that was excellent, knowing that these kids...
I could basically, I was with my phone and during the games, I could see the guys commenting on the streets. I was like, yes, right. That's amazing.
It was. And so we had, from our local competition, we had Doruk, Alican, Erdem, and Atalay.
Yes.
And so from Turkey, and we had Errol Carter, we had Ali Berke, we had our prop from France. Hussein.
Yes, Hussein.
From Turgut. So that's the 8 players that came from Europe and Turkey to Australia. So that was a brilliant experience for all.
Yes.
And so that was a very exciting period. We won 3 out of 4 games. We lost against Philippines. Also, we beat Japan. We did a bit of a record there, 6-0. Yes. So when we came back to Turkey, we came flying. We hit the road, we hit the tar, and then we're straight into season 3. And so season 3 was brilliant. We had suddenly the girls' competition. We had 4 girls
competition. We had the addition of Edirne, Ankara. I don't know if you remember. We had the addition of all those teams coming in. And so basically we managed to make two groups, West and East.
Correct.
and that they could go and compete against each other in the semi-final, final. So we had a real competitive season. Yes, it was amazing, amazing. And on top of that, what happened there in the Emerging Nation World Cup is basically that we started the Turkish Rugby League. Australia started there. So we had the addition of new players coming in also. So we had, and then the coach Scott Artash kept the team together, and
Well, he was the magic there, because his involvement and constant involvement that continued the momentum of Turkish rugby league in Australia. So everyone else just moved on, but Scott was there. He was keeping the gel, which is thank you for,
and planning for the next game to happen.
That's right, and that was against Malta.
That was against Malta.
So the Maltese were going, hang on, there's a nice country out there we like to play against. And so Malta and Turkey had a brilliant opportunity to play against each other. And so we worked that out. And so basically what we're going to do is, so we finished our first season. Our first season was really exciting because we had the girls. We had the girls, we had the boys. I think we had 2 tiers and then in the final we had Ankara versus Kadıköy Bulls, and that was a brilliant grand final. But what I have to say was our first women's grand final was that was brilliant. That was brilliant.
Yes.
It was an 8-4 scoreline for İzmir Batıgücü versus İzmir Batıgücü versus Ankara Frikler, and it was just brilliant. It was just top quality rugby league at a developing nation. It was really good. I was really impressed. So the other thing was the men's grand final. I was amazed with the skill level of what I think Doruk and Alican brought back from Australia. They showed it on the field itself.
Or basically what they brought back from there was a strategy. It was a strategy, a game plan, a pass to victory. Yes, it was definitely yes.
So that season, in the meantime, I'm actually doing a lot of behind the scenes works with the government. I'm going to Ankara. We went to Ankara together, meeting lawyers. Trying to establish relationships with the sports ministry to get recognized as a sports federation in Turkey. So there was a lot of development. I was meeting up with the ambassador of Australia in Ankara. So a lot of businessmen were getting on board, helping us. They wanted to help out because this sport needed to be exposed in Turkey and developed. So because of that, that was really, really exciting for me, which I really enjoyed doing. And so 2018 season was basically just amazing. It was just great momentum, great excitement. And so 2019 was actually a season where we can't forget. We can't forget because it was one of the biggest seasons for women's rugby league in Europe. In Europe.
Yes.
We had obviously we had our 4th beach rugby league championship. That was exciting as well. We had all these international nations.
We had 26 teams. We had
26 teams.
Red Star Belgrade coming in.
That's right.
Girls. We had the Serbian team coming in. We had the Lycans coming in from Lebanon.
That's right.
And we had the girls from Lebanon as well coming in.
The Iranians came in as well.
Oh, yes, okay, that was last year.
Yeah, so basically that was really brilliant. That was excellent. Yeah. So that excitement. Also, Kadıköy municipality was brilliant, helping us out with the field, helping us out with the kids. That was over about 350 people camping in that area.
Yes.
And behaved too, which was
So basically, what you can see is that the pass is we started with 150 players, and over the next 3 years, we have like 350 players during that tournament. So yeah, it's actually amazing the the growth that has happened in this tournament, and also the push that it has given us, for the development, the local development. Yes.
Absolutely. That's the fun of that actually spilt over into the Ferdinand side of rugby league. So we were also playing in the Balkan Championship. That also gave a lot of excitement, gave a lot of belief that these kids, not just if they played at a national team that traveled abroad, they were traveling as a club abroad and playing international games, which before you just only hear it maybe on football, but now we also brought it into rugby league.
Yes.
That was a good part of it.
That's the same year that we went to Serbia to play the ninth competition and won the tournament.
That's right. That was my first European conference. There's so many stuff that we did. You forgetting certain parts, and how can you forget the Balkan Nines Championship? You know what I mean?
The thing is, I think we're about 1 hour. 1 hour into, I think we're about 1 hour into the video, and yes, it's we haven't done everything. So I mean,
it's amazing, isn't it? And so Balkan and the Balkan Nines, first ever Balkan Nines Championship held in Belgrade, and we went there with 4 players. They drove to Belgrade. We had one guy come from England. Well, got one guy come from Germany. We all meet there, and then only 1 or 2 training sessions, but we all had the skills. How can we develop this? And then obviously meeting Serbia in the final, when they also had Australian players play for them, and so in the extra time, winning the extra time, it was 10-10, and then Chardash scoring the try, the golden point try, and so that was amazing. That was. Yes. And again, thank you for Serbia for that. So basically, what else, Julien? So we can wind this up really fast because I think there's a lot of stuff that we can talk into, but we can leave it for another night.
On the side of Australia, basically, Australia, we also had another game against the Maltese where we actually found new players also in England. Yusuf, George Hayden, who's basically played his first international game last year with our Turkish group in Australia, plus Billy.
Bilal Yazıcı. But we also had another player, Julien. Unfortunately, had an injury. He actually traveled from UK to Australia. Jordan Ölmez.
True.
Yeah, and he was another potential. I think he's from St Helens. So he was another potential player that to play in the Turkish side against Malta, but I think he done his back and he wasn't able to do that. So we still got contact with him.
So so basically they played the game. So we sent some players from Turkey to fill the team, and some players from Germany as well, Germany, France, England, and basically we had a good game against the Maltese. And the game was very physical, very interesting. And again, you see that they have the art to keep on fighting, keep on going, keep on playing, and it's amazing to see what they are doing there. And basically, here we are now, where basically in 6 hours they will be playing, in this amazing stadium against the ADF, the Australian Defence Forces, and basically the match of their life. I mean, most of the players, when they talk about their rugby league past, etc., they all say that they would have wanted to play NRL, or that was their dream. And basically now they're going to be playing just before an NRL team, and they're going to be going there in the dressing room, be in that stadium, have a crowd cheering for them. I mean, it's an amazing experience, the dream of every rugby league player, So,
this is a brilliant build-up. So to getting to here, the 2019 was I think, to be honest, Julian, was our prestige year, because hosting the European Championship 2019 in Ataşehir, having 26 or 27 nations with the delegates come down and do a conference, and straight after that and play Turkish Rugby League women's team play against Italy on that weekend. That was our first ever third in a side international game, where they were talking, I know, because the attitude of the Italians when they came to the field wasn't really, they didn't really take us serious, I think. They were joking, kidding around.
You remember that interview with the coach of Italy, and basically he's been asked by the journalist, the Turkish journalist, so what do you think? And they say basically, oh, we're going to win, but by how much, pretty much. And I stopped him and said, not so fast.
Oh, that was great. And so that game was like, we had the board of European Rugby League and all those delegates, and then suddenly we have Julia and Bengu going through Italy, and like was no fear.
No tomorrow.
It was brilliant. And then Ecem, with her UK experience, I think she just came back from England back then, and that was brilliant. That was one of our highlights. Was Italy versus Turkey. And straight after that, obviously, we planned for, I think the Greeks were saying, we need a test match with you guys to test our girls and also our boys, our local boys, with the local Turkish boys. So we had a double header, I believe, in Edirne. And I think I do remember talking with George, and he actually was spot on. He's a smart little devil. He said, the girls, I think the Turks will win for sure, but I'm not sure about the boys. I go, I don't know, our boys are pretty good too. But then what the Greeks showed on the field was brilliant. Yes, they had that number 9 and then that number 7 and number 1. Yeah. The backbone of that team was brilliant. The first half, they just wiped us out.
They definitely played faster than us and more accurate, So basically, yes, that was the principle of that game,
Absolutely.
The faster you play, the more the other team defends and make tackles and
that's right.
Others. But thank God we had our Speedy Gonzalez, who basically
respectable.
Brought us back in the game, but they were a better team than us on that day.
Definitely. So basically, started to wind our season in 2019, and so we had also what was very important was the development of under 18s competition, and we had a child protection agency team joining the under 18s, and then we had Kadıköy, we had Eskişehir, and we had one more, Kandıra. And Kandıra was a dynamite packet. They were very, very good bunch of kids learning the skill of rugby league, but they were very good. A bit of a union background in there, but they learned very fast, was really good. So, but we also need to make a remark here. The general manager or the manager of the Child Protection Agency asked me, they want to teach these kids and show the vision of rugby league abroad. They want them to develop their skills better and faster. What can we do? So I started making some phone calls. I called St. Helens Association. They had a development program that they accepted for this child protection agency to come to St. Helens. But unfortunately, those kids could not get their passports, and they also had to pay a lot of visas. And so, so what happened was, then they decided, let's do something else a little bit more economical. Then we decided to ask the Serbian Federation if they can become, if we can go to Serbia for bringing the under 18s Child Protection Agency team. So we went to Serbia to play against Partizan, first time ever that a Child Protection Rugby League team, or a team that goes out of the country to play compete in a sport. So that was first ever in Turkish history. So that was always amazing. So that was also including this period of time where under 18s started. So that season, under 18 season, was Kadıköy's first ever championship, and also win. It was really good, and things were started to kick. We started to move on. You know, what's happening with the European championships, world championships, Olympics. Well, they all started talking about all these little things, and I think we were in the draw of European Championship to play in the World Cup qualification. And we picked Holland, and we're all excited. In 2020, we're going to play against Holland in October, and unfortunately,
we were actually preparing the game, yes, and basically,
yeah, and so Holland was. Yeah, he's right. We're talking about visas, passports, players, how we're going to get those Australian players, and what's the player quotation, and this and this and that. And then March, unfortunately, the doors shut on us. So since March 2020, we haven't done anything basically except online education.
We can't, because basically everything is closed. It's not allowed to do anything. So yes.
So unfortunately, that was the case there. But then, thank God,
how lucky the Australians are.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I think there's also what we're also lucky too. We've got this unique situation with the Anzac, and this on Anzac Day there is a week of playing of all teams play for the week of Anzac Week in a rugby league, NRL Anzac Week, and so. Tasbitiri's and our constant build-up, he saw an opportunity with the NRL that ADF, the Australian Defence Force, could play against us on Anzac Day. So we just kept on plugging away, and then we got a phone call from TAS. Remember, there's that ADF is all go. But obviously now we need to find out where we're going to play. Well, we're going to play in Canberra, or we're going to play in Sydney, or how we're going to do this. So there was all this talk behind the scene. So thank God that's all set and done.
Yes, and we had the addition of an amazing person there, the new team manager, Dave Norman.
Oh, mate, this
done
guy
a fantastic job, and yes, you will see him basically.
Scott's constant willingness to continue building the team, putting the team together and bringing more players in. And then the addition of David Norman, his experience in NRL with Western Suburbs, Tigers, that was just amazing. His knowledge and experience has really, really helped to develop the growth and also make a very nice, presentable team in Australia in front of the Australian Defence Force and also in front of NRL, which mate, seeing our logo on NRL against ADF isn't amazing.
Dream.
Amazing.
Dream.
How lucky those kids are. How lucky are they?
Yes.
You know, so many things have been happening, and now those kids in Australia, our captain Arda Dalchuk, our vice captain Adem Bashkonyalı, he and Arda are one of the most important players in our team with those leadership, and now the young kids like Bilal Yazacı and those other kids that are coming through, and there's also a couple of Kenan. He's a real like a
What's
brother.
number one? What's the number one tomorrow? Millington. Watch him.
Yeah, there's wonderful players out there, which I am absolutely looking forward in a couple of hours' time. And so I think we need to wind it up because it's been a long call. But the thing is, Julian, is we had a lot of late nights talking about even putting those T-shirts together, even just a team list or little hiccups of certain players' situations, or even your club activities you did in Kadıköy. You organised River, going to camps, all those type of stuff.
Loads of sleepless nights. Yes, definitely.
Definitely. And now I've got to say this: the Australian Turks and the fathers and all those people that love rugby league, well, Turkish and also international people that love rugby league. We're all lucky to have this unique opportunity to play this game, Anzac Day Test match against the armed forces. Hopefully, one day we can continue this. That we can do it in Çanakkale.
Yes.
We already put it on the table. Now, the Australian government,
Australia, New Zealand, it would be amazing.
Absolutely. So, Julian, I really need to thank you for your persistence, guidance, and also willingness to do it, mate. You've done wonderful.
Well, I'm glad we found each other.
And then obviously we also have to thank the rest of the board too, like Fatih. We've got to thank our accountant Ertem, and he's been brilliant. And then obviously we've got Murat, our new board member.
Also the founders. I mean, if you talk about,
yes,
Oytun, Ömer, Ali Can, Jan, all those guys were there at the start, and
absolutely
some paperwork to be. I mean, everybody's been involved in this.
All little parts of this puzzle.
Exactly.
And so whatever, while looking at it, they say this is just a little thing here. No, it's not. There's a lot of stuff that's been on the background. There's a lot of stuff being happening. It's not just Turkey.
And all the sponsors also that help us, all the way to build all this together. I mean, from the Pro IT, Nifty, WhatsApp Brothers, Outdoor Elegance, Speedo, everybody's been involved. It's been amazing.
Rock and Roll in Turkey, and then obviously we had Çamlıca. We had all these radio stations giving us some support. We have this real brilliant look. I mean, I'm amazed and how committed this Dr. Hilmi Karadeniz. This guy is brilliant. He's an amazing sports medicine doctor.
Yes.
He actually, a sports team, Sportiton, they came to every single game in 2019. Every single game.
This adds to the level, the professionalism that we're trying to reach in the future.
Absolutely.
It's yes.
Absolutely. And
playing France, you remember playing France.
That's right. And that we think we finish it off with France. How about that?
Yes.
You tell me, because that's you as a French guy.
France was something special for me, of course. Yes, it was. Like I've never thought that we would ever play France. I mean, France coming to Istanbul was one of the key moments. The best moment I had in league. Especially, going with these girls that we started. The 2 years earlier on. Going from winning to winning games. And arriving to the final game, the France game, where. Well, I was seeing our girls with a lot of high expectations, but deep inside me, I also knew the difference in level. I've been watching the French, I've been watching, so I kind of knew there was like a difference in level, but trying to keep the pressure on, the motivation on was the part of the build-up, was amazing, and the stadium was amazing. So yes, it was yeah, an
Uh,
emotional, very emotional moment.
It was emotional, wasn't it? Man, I was like the stadium, the environment, the build-up, the French coming to Turkey. I mean, you wouldn't read about it. You wouldn't read about it.
No. I mean, I was not expecting.
You know, they're ranked fifth in the world,
Yes.
and then suddenly we have when we beat the Italians, and I knew the French president or the vice president in the stadium is going, geez, well, I'd like to test my girls out here against the Turks. And so I think that's how it started after the Italian game. And then when we finished off with Greece, that was it was a good score line there. But as you said, it was a nice test for our girls, and
we scored a try. We scored a try against them.
We scored a try, and that was also ranked the best try in Europe that did a competition. That was brilliant. That was I was really proud of you because you know, bringing the French over, that was a real proud time for us.
Yeah, it was a long weekend, you know, because we had to basically go with them, you know, from picking them to the airport, go bring them to the hotels, bring them to like all weekend, pretty much.
Absolutely. Wasn't there was a restaurant owner, Küçükev,
yes,
in Etiler. Wasn't he a great guy that is, you know, gave us basically fed us, but it was real great. You know, he hosted us for an evening dinner, and it was real nice of him. I think a couple of times he did that.
Yeah, and we did the video sessions, the pretty much planning there also.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. Well, I think we have missed one more major game. I know, because there's so many games that we can't really fit in this short period. European qualification for under-19s, Ukraine, Turkey. We must have missed something else also. But.
Yeah, all we missed it for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, all this build-up, just, you know, to say that, you know, we're fully behind basically the Australian, the Turkish Australians for tomorrow, or tomorrow, let's say in 4 hours or something like this.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're looking forward to see them there, and I mean, it's going to be very emotional again, you know. Absolutely. And especially the fact that due to this pandemic, we just can't go there and be there with them. You know, it's just, yes, it's going to be very difficult to follow him.
Yeah, it was unfortunate that we were not in a position to go there ourselves, or take any of the European players, or take any of the Turkish players. Because of the COVID situation, we also had to be in a quarantine. And that time, and also that expenses, we're not in that position to do that. So we make the initial call. Okay, we'll just have the Australian Turks. And so that was, you know, it was a wise call, because we didn't want to skip it, or we did not want to miss this opportunity. And we know that there's going to be another opportunity that every year that we'll do, one in Australia, one in Turkey, and hopefully we can do it with the girls as well.
Yes, and hopefully we can do it in Turkey one day. You know.
Absolutely. I'm going to call it. If you want to continue, we can continue if you like. But I think we need to go to sleep and get up.
I still want to watch the game, you know. So let me see.
What's your predictions? Scoreline.
My heart says Turkey, you know. so I'm going to call it Turkey to win tomorrow. You know?
Absolutely. And inshallah.
Turkey. Come on, boys.
I did Turkey. Yep, I reckon it's going to be a close one. And only about 6 points to 8 point difference to Turkey.
Okay.
Because there is quite a few good players in the ADF. I think you watched the ABC news interview, and there is a couple of players that are Titans, a couple of players in the from the Broncos. So you know, there is a bit of quality there too, and we have a bit of quality as well. So looking forward to it.
Yes, same here.
All right, thank you again, and we'll continue next time.
Yes, well, I'll talk to you in a couple of hours, right?
Yes, definitely. Right. Bye, mate. Thank you. İyi geceler.
İyi geceler.